Hey there. Happy Saturday. Thanks for popping in with me. For however long you pop in with me. This might take me a little bit longer today. And so if you want to pop in and out, or if you watch this in replay, fast forward and kind of see what it looks like in the end. I am super nervous for this. Okay, so a few days ago I posted an image on Facebook where I had three classic looks. There was Audrey Hepburn, Sophia Loren, and Grace Kelly, and I asked you to vote on which look I should try. So Grace Kelly didn't get any votes, which that's fine. And I don't have, Crystal, you just jumped on. Hey, you look more like Grace Kelly than I do. I have a very olive complexion, very, kind of partial Latin look going on, which is so completely not Grace Kelly. So I'm not surprised that didn't get any votes. That wouldn't have maybe been interesting on me. And then there was Sophia Loren, which I will do next because that did get some votes. And that has like a really distinct eye, which that should be fun to try. But Audrey Hepburn for sure won hands down the look for me to try. So like I said, this is going to not be the quickest video, so pop in and out or catch it on replay, whatever you want to do. I want to get this this done. I'm super nervous. I have this really great book. If you enjoy learning about how to apply makeup and you want to improve your skills, this is one of the best books I have found. This is by Gemma Kidd and it's called Makeup Secrets, and she actually has a little section on how to kind of create an Audrey Hepburn look. So I'm not doing this. Oh. Thanks for hanging out with me at lunch, Crystal. So I'm not just doing this off the top of my head, figuring it out. I've actually, I watched a couple YouTube videos that were specifically on how to get an Audrey Hepburn look. And I have my book that I looked through and I really studied, okay, what shades, what is the vibe that we're going for. So I think I have a good feel for it, but Audrey Hepburn, I think she was, Eastern European. She looked different than me. And so, so I'm not going to, my goal isn't to fool you at the end and you're like, dang, is that Audrey Hepburn? Come on. I know I don't look like Audrey Hepburn, but we can all take away something from, the classic beauty of Audrey Hepburn and kind of learn some of the things that she, some of the aspects of her look, and we can all incorporate things like that. So, thanks, Jeanette, because I make a fool of myself on Facebook Lives. And it's live, so there's nothing I can do to take it back. So, thank you. I do embarrass myself sometimes. But that's okay. I embrace it. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to use 99% Limelight products. I have just one or two maybe products that aren't. So you'll get to see Limelight in action. I am going to apply, this is one of the things I'm nervous for. I am going to apply false lashes towards the end. And I usually do it on my own so I can stumble through it. But in order to really get a true Audrey Hepburn look, you've got to have those glamour lashes going on, on the upper. And so if it becomes a mess, I'll do it at the end and I'll show it in the finished photo. But let's just see what happens, and you can just pop in and out. I might be here for 5 hours. I don't know. So I'm not going to take offense when people drop off. There's a lot of times I film these and there's nobody watching. People can watch them in replay, and I expect that. So yeah, so no pressure to sit through this with me. Okay, here we go. So to prep my skin, prepping your skin is so important for, for anything, especially prepping skin is so important. I can't stress that enough. You want to make sure your skin is moisturized enough. I've already prepped my skin, but I just want to tell you what I use. So, I washed my face. I actually washed it with Quench Cleanse this morning because it's a really gentle cleanse. I love to use Dream Clean at night because it takes off all your makeup. Thank you, Jeanette. I give Limelight skincare the props because before I started Limelight, I had perennially bumpy skin on my forehead. I I mean, I have, because I have, I'm half Mexican, so I get discoloration and stuff. It's just part of the, melanin of my skin. But my skin is so smooth, and it's because I love to use Dream Clean at night. I love to use skin polish. I do Mask of Zen on occasion, maybe once a week if my skin needs it, because I don't have oily skin. But what I want to say is Must Do Oil, it's DEW, Must Do Oil is like my best friend. Moisturization is one of the most important things besides cleansing it. Moisturization is one of the most important things you can do for your skin, because if your skin is not hydrated, you are going to have fine lines, you're going to have wrinkles, the oil balance of your skin is going to be off. And you might actually have a lot more oily skin than your skin really wants to be, because the hydration levels are off. And so, yeah, Crystal. Do you have discoloration above your lip and forehead? Is that what you're saying? Or do you have bumps? I'm thinking discoloration you meant. So Must Do Oil is one of the awesomest things you can do for your skin. It just comes in a little pump. Yeah, Must Do. I don't have it with me. I'm not going to run and grab it, but it's back in stock. And we have our cleansers back in stock. We have Must Do. We have Skin Therapist, our moisturizer. Now's the time to get on and get your skincare totally in line, because this stuff has transformed my skin. I'm 40 years old. And yeah, I look, maybe 40 years old right now without anything on, but my skin is in such great condition, which makes cosmetics and everything work so amazing. But wash your face gently, and then use a Must Do Oil into your skin before you moisturize. And what that does is those oils go into your skin and deeply hydrate your skin, and then your moisturizer on top also hydrates, but it locks that moisture, that hydration into your skin. Use it morning and night, and you will have a complete changeover of what kind of skin you have. And so I'll post, my web address later for those that do want to check it out. I'm going to start with the First Base Makeup Primer. My bottle's all worn out. Can you see how worn out it is? Oh yeah, hyperpigmentation. Yep. I know. Those of us with more olivey skin tones, it's definitely a battle. This I do not give enough props for. The First Base Primer, we have a primer and a finishing spray. These are hugely popular, and I always forget to use them. So I definitely want to show you today. So this is, let me spray it on, because it has to dry for a second, but it's a silicone-free, oil-free, water-based makeup primer. And this is so great for just, let me get more on the sides, for getting into your, it primes your skin so that your skin will look much more flawless with your makeup. If you have really visible pores, it really helps to kind of smooth out that look just a little bit. And the skincare will help your pores. If you have really visible pores, you need One Drop Wonder Oil. I've seen some pretty awesome things with that, shrinking the pores and giving you a much tighter look in your skin. So as far as skincare goes, you want One Drop Wonder, but then you definitely want to prep your skin with a primer, especially if you have really oily skin. The primer and the finishing spray are going to be completely necessary for you to get makeup that will last all day long, because when you have oily skin, I don't have oily skin, but I know people with oily skin really struggle with keeping their makeup on all day long, because the oil just kind of wants to pull it off your face, but you got to use that. Okay, so I am primed now, and I'm going to go in and start concealing, and I'll try to do this as quick as I can, but this is so, so important. Without these steps, nothing else looks as good. So this is my little concealer. They come in the cute little Limelight. Limelight packages everything so cute. Let me see if I can find. Well, this is just one palette, but even when you get one concealer, it comes in a small little gorgeous biodegradable watercolor palette. But I have things in a quick little, they're called Z palettes for quick use. Okay, sorry. So let me just get this going. So this is a natural wax-based concealer. This is entertainment industry level concealers. So this is the stuff of professionals. It goes on, it stays on. And I like it because it's so firm and you just tap it right into your skin. And then I'll use a sponge to just kind of... It's so weird doing makeup. I say this every time into a phone, but I get way more sloppy because I'm not like in my bathroom looking into the mirror. I was going to do this live on my Facebook page, but I wanted to do this amongst friends and not have just anybody popping in when I do this live. I would rather share it to my wall and people can check it out there, but I decided I wanted to do it live for you guys because I feel like you're my friends. I feel less nervous with you, and this is one that I'm more nervous about. I'm putting the concealer, this is 0. This is the lightest shade they sell. Can you see the difference between this eye? So here I have my natural coloring, and then here I have this 0 concealer, which is the lightest shade, so maybe you wouldn't think, oh, you know, somebody with a little darker skin isn't going to be, you know, using 0, but I use a lot of 0. And what I love about using it on my eyelids is it isn't my eyeshadow primer. And it also, well, it just, do you see that? So I'm working with, I guess, now a blank canvas. So now I'm not fighting the natural coloration of my eyelids. When I want to use eyeshadows, I have a blank slate to be able to go in and add colors. And they're going to appear brighter because they're not going to be competing with the redness of my eyelid. Or, you know, the melanin, the pigmentation on my eyelid, which there's nothing wrong with that. But when you're wanting to do eyeshadow colors, if you can start with a blank slate, you're going to get better color payoff, they call it. Hey, Blanca, I think that's you. Hi. Okay, so I'm taking my sponge that I had, I got it wet, and then I squoze it all out. So now it's just, and it's been kind of sitting out here, and I have my little station pointing out my sliding glass door in my bedroom. So it's kind of dried out a little bit because I've got the sunshine. Let me get a little bit of concealer around my lower lip because Audrey Hepburn's lip is a very kind of neutral look, and so I'm going to want to blur a little bit. I get discoloration around my lips too. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with my concealer. This is Shinto 1. Do you see how I am like so almost out of it? I'm having to scrape along the outer edges. Because, well, for one thing, I still have some in there, so it's fine. But as many of you know, especially those of you that have been wanting, and I'm doing the fingertip method, and then I'll go in with the sponge. So I'm just blotching it on. Limelight sold out of all of their foundation. We sold 6 months worth of product in a month. And all of our foundations sold. And so all the manufacturers of the foundation have had to completely go through a process of upgrading, getting new machines to be able to keep up with the demand that we put on them. And they're totally getting it all sorted out and figured out, but there's been a while here, ooh, I have foundation in my hair. There's been a while here where our shelves have been empty as far as foundation while they get all of that upgraded and taken care of. And so I had Shinto 1. My shade is Shinto 1. I had a little bit on hand, but I've wanted to take care of my customers, you know, before I take care of myself. So I've sold the Shinto 1 I have on hand amongst other shades. Let me shut this door. Hang on. Can't get it. Oh, I can't get it. I'm distracted very easily. Especially when I'm on Facebook Live. Everything distracts me. That's why a lot of times my kids don't come in, because I get distracted. But I can hear the bathtub or something going on in the other room, and I can hardly focus when that's going. Hey, Heather. Okay, so like I said, so that's why I don't have very much of this left, because I sold the one I had on hand to one of my customers. Okay, so just a quick note about this foundation, because I always have to tell you about how awesome this foundation is. My greyhound's behind me, we'll see. If I start hearing him rip into things, then I'll know I'm in trouble. This is 50% pigment. Okay, most of your foundations are 18 to 23% pigment. So this is I would say it's very concentrated. You don't have to use very much of it. And that's why you're able to get such great finish, such great coverage without using a ton of product. And I don't like that feel of makeup on my face. I like to have like very natural feel. And the cool thing is, like, even right now I can touch my skin and it feels pretty natural, especially after I finish and I use a little bit of finishing powder. I'll be able to touch it and it will feel great. Especially if you use the primer and the finishing spray and the powder. It's going to last forever. Hang on. Louie, what are you doing? Louie, no. No, 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 no. No. No, Louie. Hang on. My greyhound just got a hold of a roll of paper that I bought from my Cub Scouts. Hang on. Louie, no, no, no. He's bored back there, but he wants to stay with me. He's a mama's boy. Louie, come here. Can you come sleep over here? I'll show you. Louie? Okay, there he is. He's gone. Okay, lay right there, buddy. Just lay right there. Go to sleep. It was my dream to have a dog, and my dream came true in hyper ways, because now I have a dog that's obsessed with me. But now he's bored in here and he doesn't know what to do with himself, but he doesn't want to leave my side. He's my 70-pound 2-year-old is what it feels like. Okay, so I just applied the Shinto 1 foundation. This is the best-selling professional foundation for the last 50 years. So this is the actual foundation that makeup artists have been using. Queen Amidala in Star Wars wore the lightest shade. She was kind of a ghostly white, and they actually used the lightest shade of foundation to achieve that. And it's this same product. So this isn't, something that our company created and then we call it professional. This is literally professional foundation. Okay, I think I'm okay on foundation. I'm gonna go ahead and take some of that powder. Let me show you. So this is back in stock too. I think it just came back in stock yesterday. Everything's starting to come back in stock. So this is a white powder, but it's actually a colorless powder. It just looks white when it's all together. And my neighbor's walking past the window. Kind of awkward. Okay. I have way more than I need. I probably shouldn't have done that. But I want to really set this powder, especially because I'm going to do a cream contour. Maybe I won't do too much of that. Let me grab the contour I'm going to use. I hope I didn't shoot myself in the foot by doing that powder before. Maybe I should have. I gotta move this along though. I'm gonna be here forever. Okay, these are cream concealers. Can you see that? And I don't usually contour with cream concealers, but today I am, because I want a little bit more than a bronzer contouring. Have I been using the right words? So let's see. I'm going to go in, I really should go in with this shade. I think I'm chickening out, but maybe I'll go in with that shade. 1, 2, 3. So this is shade 0. This is shade 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's see. Because Audrey Hepburn was more pixie-like. You know, she had a very pixie kind of shape to her face, and I have a fuller face. So I'm just going to see what happens. when I contour, I don't know. The cool thing about contouring is, especially with a cream product, you just blend it all away. Like, worst case scenario, there goes neighbor, hey neighbor. I really can't screw this up because it will just blend. So I'm going to take this sponge now. And let's see what happens. We're gonna blend, blend, blend. I'm going to try not to like spread it that way. I'm trying to just kind of blend it into that line, but so it will disappear a little bit. Do you see how it kind of like gives you a more chiseled look? But of course, you know, I'll be adding, that one I'm spreading a little too much. I'll be adding blushes and things, you know, to peachy up my skin a little bit. But the contouring is cool because it can chisel your face with just using kind of like light and shadow, basically. You know, just the same way artists with a canvas can create shadows and depth with color in a paintbrush. You can do the same thing with your face, and it is very forgiving. That's one of the cool things. You can always just kind of buff it away. Let's see, try to... I don't know. You know, honestly, until this is all done, I won't really know because I'm not a professional makeup artist, so I experiment. And usually with a lot of trepidation. The lighting is challenging. We're gonna try that. We're gonna see how that goes. Maybe I should have blended that in more. I'm gonna do a little bit. She had a very kind of pixie-ish nose. I saw this on a YouTube video I watched yesterday. I'm not, like, for those of you that are really new to makeup and you're thinking, oh, Lillian's just knows all this tricky stuff. Trust me, I don't. I watched this on a video. And they were, hey, thanks, Crystal. Crystal, so are you at work right now and you're on a lunch break? Is that what you're doing? Fill me in. I think you're the only one on at this very second, so you can chat with me. Okay, so I'm just blending that in. So it'll be kind of invisible. Like it'll be there, but it won't be there. And I put a little bit on the tip of my nose. The lighting with Facebook Live, it goes in and out. It's kind of hard. And I have... And then I'm dealing with the sun too. That's bright. In the winter, I could come and park at this window and I'd have the most perfect, like, gentle sunlight streaming in. And that seems to be changing now with summer. It's a much harsher light. So lighting's always a struggle. Okay, now what should I do? Let's work on eyebrows for a second. I'm kind of nervous about eyebrows. Audrey Hepburn has really distinct eyebrows. And I'm not trying to do costume makeup, so I don't, you know, it's not like I'm going on stage pretending I'm Audrey Hepburn, so I don't want to overdo anything and look really fake and stagey. But I'm still nervous because I feel like I need to try to, well, here, let's just start with really dark eyebrows. Let's just get that going. Because she had very distinct eyebrows. I have this little, do you see that? Brett Brow by Brett Friedman. It's cool. It's like a little half and half powder. I love it, but I have to tell you, this is so dumb that I have this because the Limelight shadows are the same thing. I just take a dark shadow and I can accomplish the exact same thing. But for some reason, well, I had this a while ago. And I think I just love the cute little box of it, but you can accomplish the same thing with your Limelight eyeshadows. So when you're using the shadow, you use, look, so I have brown lashes. No, brown eyebrows, but they're, you know, a little bit thin in parts. So where it's thinner, I use a dark, like a little bit softer brown to fill in. And then at the end, I can pull from a darker, like a really deep brown to make that longer at the end. But I can't do it when I'm not looking into a really good mirror. So you don't have to have a brow product that's like a cream. You don't have to have all those fancy things. You just need a good shadow. And Limelight eyeshadows, I'm going to switch over. I should be using the Limelight shades. Okay, I'm using the Limelight now. See, I can just go right in and just finish it up with that. Just spray it with your finishing spray when you're done, and you're in good shape. It'll last you all day. Okay, so those are some deep brows. I think we're going to call that good. She had like really straight brows, but I want to be able to go on with my day today and not feel like I'm ready to jump on the stage, you know, and play somebody that's not me. So I'm going to just do an Audrey Hepburn inspired look. I'm not going to try to, you know, create it full out. I think that contour was okay. Okay, where do I go from here? I think it's time to do, here, let's do some blush. I'm nervous now, so I'm procrastinating. Hey, Reagan, you popped on. Hello, thanks for the hearts. Okay, so I'm going to do a peachy. Let me get into my big palette of blushes, because this one, I'm going to go for this shade right here, which is blush number 5, and it's a really great kind of peachy shade. Let me make sure my brushes are ready. I keep a towel at my side when I do stuff like this. And this is not a shimmery shade, this is a matte blush. Matte blushes are great because they give you that glow from within look, where a shimmer kind of just like sits on your skin and then like shimmers. They're great, but if you want a kind of that natural glow from within look, then you want a matte blush. Okay, so I am putting this blush on the apples of my cheeks, and then I'm working it up into my hairline. And again, this is blush number 1. This is honestly my favorite blush. When I bought my trio palette, I bought a shimmer, but I have like, you know, blushes you buy it once, and I swear you never have to buy them again because you use so little. And Limelight blushes are so pigmented that you just touch your brush down on it. You don't swipe it through. And so I swear one blush is like a 5-year supply, at least. So I don't know what to do. I have that shimmer one, but I really want to get number 1, because do you see how that's just like such a natural looking, it's almost like a wintertime rosy glow. I really love it. I think I'm just going to order myself a blush one and just switch it out. Okay, so I've got blush number 1 on my cheeks now. Okay, I'm going to have to go into the eyes. This is the part I've been nervous about. Okay, so I did the research, and it said that on the base of my eye, I should use a color that is, and so this is for all of you to know if you ever want to kind of do an Audrey Hepburn look, pick a eyeshadow color that's a little bit lighter than your natural skin color. And so I went looking through my eyeshadows, and I actually pulled out the Limelight Onyx palette, which, by the way, if you don't have this yet, you need to get it. Like, they have free shipping right now. Jump on and get it. You're going to look at this and you're going to think, that's kind of boring. Like, I don't love that. I can tell you, I get so many awesome looks out of this. Reagan, tell me you get awesome looks out of this. Crystal, I don't know if you're on still, but do you have this yet? Do you get awesome looks? And I have customers. I had a customer come by my house the other day, and her eyes looked incredible. Allison, when you watch this in replay, and she told me she was wearing the Onyx palette, and I was like, okay, that's like practically my new favorite palette. It's gorgeous. So this shade right here, it's a very satiny, creamy, a little bit of tan. My dog just jumped on my bed. Okay, bed, lay down. It's so gorgeous in person. I can't even tell you. Those of you that have the Onyx palette, give a shout out for it and that shade right there. But I looked at that and I realized that's kind of the perfect shade. So let me grab my Limelight. Do you see that? The tapered brush. I'm going to clear. Do you see all that powder come off? Clean it out for a second. And I'm going to just tap in, because again, you never swipe your brush in Limelight eyeshadows. You will pull off way too much because it is so pigmented. Okay, so I'm just kind of brightening up this area with a very natural look. But it's still, so it's almost a skin color, but it's still very brightening. And do you see how I'm not rubbing it all, like I'm not scrubbing it into my eye? Oh, Crystal, so you just got the Dazzle palette? That is exciting. The Dazzle palette is the one that has the really bright colors. We just sold out of the Dream On palette, and that was a limited edition, so that's probably not coming back. The Dazzle palette is the one with the really, really bright colors. It's super fun. Has turquoises, oranges, reds, pinky reds, lime green. So fun. So I can't wait to see what you do with it, Crystal. You are going to have some fun. Crystal's on my team, and she does tutorials and things too. It's fun to see the girls on my team because they're really good at makeup. Okay, so now I'm going to do this is called the socket, and you want to deepen that. And Audrey Hepburn had a very deep socket. So if you have my type of skin tone, you're going to use more of a taupe color. If you have a more fair skin tone, maybe one that burns more easily, so you're just more fair, then you want to use a light gray, which I was planning to use until I realized that's not the right skin tone for me. In the the Onyx palette again, that gray right there is perfect. So those two shades right there would be a great Audrey Hepburn look across the top. But I am not fair. I do not have that same skin tone. So I'm going to go with Taupe for the Best. That's the name of that shade. And I might use a different brush. I want to really, I'm going to try this one. This is actually a Limelight brush. It's from when they used to be called Alcone at Home, when they first started out, and they had these really beautiful lucite clear brushes. I guess I just have one of them. I should get a couple more. I think they're really quite beautiful. But I want to keep this taupe color really in the crease, because I want to emphasize that socket being deep. And the cool thing about eyeshadow, again, because it's like artwork, your skin becomes a canvas. Even if you don't have, and I don't know that I do, I don't think I have a deep socket, but you can create the illusion of it through color and using it carefully. So that's why when I apply eyeshadow, I try to teach you the basic tenets of it, of application, because you can manipulate your own shapes and your own like face into you know, whatever you want just by using some techniques. Do you see how this side now has kind of an emphasized socket? This is deeper on this side. So this is just using taupe. I really did want to use that gray. I was pretty excited about it. But I thought, well, I better not. If the gray is best for people with fair skin, I should do what's right for my skin. Okay, so there you go. You can see a difference between the two. This one has definitely that socket emphasized, where this one is just really unemphasized. And I'm not going to add color above, like up here. I'm going to add a little bit of highlight. I'll show you in a second. But Audrey Hepburn didn't have, you know, a bunch of colors. She was a timeless beauty. So what that means is, you know, it wasn't a fad thing. You know how right now and at any time you can go on Instagram, you can see all these tutorials for like really bright, crazy looks and, you know, cut crease, like all these different things. Those are considered fads. Those are things that will come in and out of style. But Audrey Hepburn's look has never gone out of style. And that is my favorite way to do makeup. That's why when you see my tutorials, I don't do the fads. I personally love the classic looks. I love the looks that 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, you could probably still wear it because it's going to still be sophisticated and beautiful. And maybe it's because I'm 40, but that's just kind of what I'm attracted to. The fads don't interest me. And honestly, it's hard to learn them. I love to learn classic technique that's just going to work for everybody. I mean, I'm going to add just a little bit of a darker shade like I did on the other side, which is La Vida Mocha, just to emphasize that a little bit more. Okay, and I'm keeping away from up in here. I'm not doing anything up in there. But let me show you. I have this product from Benefit. It's called Highbrow. And I'm actually going, like, what is that? I'm actually going to use a little bit of that. This is a peachy pencil. Let me buff it in right away while it's soft. But I'm putting that up under the brow line just to kind of brighten that area. And that's actually what this product was designed for. And if you have, especially like where I have dark eyebrows naturally, that actually will kind of color over the top of, you know, if I don't have my brows perfectly, you know, shaped, that can help to shape it because it will actually disguise. And then I can go up over the top. I just got this at Ulta. Let's see how that looks. I'll just use my fingers. I think I can get in there a little easier. And that really helps to emphasize the shape of your eyebrow. And it just kind of, I don't know, perks you up a little bit. It just gives emphasis. It's one of those things where nobody would ever know that, like, it's like invisible makeup, you know, like you put it on and then it just becomes invisible, but it's just one of those little beauty secrets you have, you know. I don't use that very often. I literally just kind of pulled it out for this. Because when I do these, you know, I go a lot all more out than I do normally. When I'm just at home doing my makeup for the day, I don't sit here and you know, stress myself through my makeup. And this is definitely for fun. Okay, I think it's time. So let me see. Do I want to go a little smokier? I I don't know. I'm like torn. Do I want to do a little bit of a smokier Audrey Hepburn look? I feel like for these types of demonstrations, I should make it as dramatic as possible. But honestly, I get nervous. And I'm not an expert, and I don't want to muddy it up. Maybe I'll take just a little bit more of the... You don't know how bad I want to use that gray. I wonder if I'll muddy it up. I don't dare. I'll think about it. Okay, I'm actually going to take a little bit of that Live La Vida Mocha, and I'm going to pull it under my eyes. I did forget to do that. It's ideal, unless you're doing a Sophia Loren look where it's a very dark, distinct eye. You take that same tone that you used to deepen your socket. Sorry, I forget all my vocabulary. So it's a little bit of a mid-tone shade. And you use that to go underneath your lower lash line. Because generally the rule for eyeshadow, you know, if you're going for that classic kind of timeless beauty, you know, your eyelid, I talk about this every video, but I like to re-emphasize it every time. Your eyelid should be your highlight shade. That would be where the eyelid, the part of the eyelid that you can see when your eyes are open. So you can see what part of me that is. Shimmers, that's where you are going to do your shimmer. That's where you'll do your really light shades to open up your eyes. And then in your socket, like you just saw I did to emphasize the depth of my socket, then you go with a mid-tone shade, and that's going to be a little darker than your natural skin tone. And then a contour shade is going to be on the outside. But I don't think today with Audrey Hepburn, like I don't think I'm going to do that. Okay, so I added that mid-tone that I used in my crease to go under my eye a little bit. I think it's time to do eyeliner. Oh boy. Okay, so Audrey Hepburn, her famous look that is the most popular is the really cat eye look. And those of you that do cat eye know that cat eye is terrifying to do publicly because it's awkward. It's hard to get it right on both sides. I just broke my eyeliner pen. Let me get a different one. I think I have one of the eyeliner pens that they had to send back a whole bunch of eyeliner pens because they leaked, and I think that's what I just opened up. I'll have to look at that later. Hang on. It's an old one, so I didn't know. Okay, so I'm going to go, this is going to be tricky with the lighting going in and out, but I'm going to go really thin towards the center of my eye, and then I'm going to get it darker, and I'm going to do a flick at the end. So I may not be able to talk much for a second, but I want to get through this. Okay, so I did it really thin just to outline going in. Now I'm going to start to go thicker. Actually, I'm going to go thin along the bottom first. I like to get a good solid base. Sometimes I forget what my own technique is. And then I'm just going to start going over it thicker. Are you seeing that start to take shape compared to the other eye? You can see that depth. Okay, see, I'm letting it get pretty thick. And I may even do it a little bit thicker today because I am adding the lashes. And the lashes will take away a little bit from the from how intense your eyeliner is, because it will kind of hide it a little bit. Sorry, this lighting. Okay, that's the perfect cat eye. Now, watch. I won't be able to get that perfect one on the other side. I don't know if I've ever once in my life perfectly matched up both eyes on the first try. I'm going to end up having to go thicker and thicker until I get it right, but here we go. Here's the first time for everything, I suppose. Hey, who gave me a thumbs up? Thanks. Okay, focus. Okay, here we go. Whoever's watching, tell me if you've done these winged eye looks. And tell me if you have a hard time with them. If you love it, if you hate it. I'm looking in this mirror beyond the phone camera. I have to tell you, that eyeshadow, that cream from the Smoky Eye palette, oh my goodness. I can't even express to you how beautiful that shade is. I need to find out if that is a limited availability palette, because I actually think I need to order another palette. It's a fairly inexpensive one. It's a lot cheaper than the Lottie palettes. Oh, we'll see you, Crystal. I think you're gone. You had to go back to work. And that shade is so gorgeous. I think I'm going to start using it a lot more. So if you don't have that one yet, the Onyx, it's called the Onyx palette, not the Smoky palette. Just trust me, that's a really good palette to have in your makeup arsenal. Okay, I think I did okay on that. Now let's see if I can get the flick. Not too bad. Let's see if I can match it up. Hey, Trisha. I may have pulled it off. It's not as perfect in real life, but on camera, I think it works. I think it'll work. Thanks for the hearts, Trisha. Okay, we gotta move on. We gotta move on. I don't want it to be 6 o'clock at night when I finally finish this look. So I am now curling my eyelashes, and the scary, scary part is coming soon. You get to learn and watch me stumble through false lashes. But to have a real Audrey Hepburn look, you got to have that. But you know what? I think I'll do my lips first, so that if the eyelashes turn into a disaster and I need to finish it off camera, at least then everything else is done. One thing about doing a really thick winged eye is that when you curl your lashes, you almost can't even see them, because the winged eye is kind of covering where, they would be visible. That's why sometimes I like to do a really natural eye and then curl my lashes really curly and then just use mascara, because I love sometimes just to see the lashes. And I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of mascara. And then let's do the lips really quick. Okay, Audrey Hepburn had gorgeous peachy neutral lips. That was kind of a signature look for her. So I'm going to use the number 100 Not Telling. This is that. Oh, wait. Before I do that, let's do some lip liner. Let's do it right. So I've already taken concealer and blurred out my lip line because I have discoloration, and that way I can get a really nice neutral. And I'm going to, or I should say I am, getting the outer edge. I'll go ahead and do this top part and then I'll show you. If you watched my perfect nude lip video, then you've already kind of seen me do this. Okay, so I've done the outside. Now I'm actually going to color in a little bit. So that when that lipstick, first of all, it gives your lipstick something kind of tacky to hold on to. That's funny, I didn't even see that there. I have these Alcone makeup wipes. They're now paraben free. They come in this cool package and they take off all your makeup. Man, I busted that eyeliner pen. I shook it really hard. Okay, I'm gonna keep that for later. Okay, so back to this. I just I just saw that in the reflection that I had some of that on me. So yeah, so using the lip liner, sorry, the lip liner pencil. I can never remember what anything's called. I'm actually coloring in my lip a little bit. My lips are a little bit dry right now. I didn't prep those very good, so I'm just kind of being careful. I'm kind of dabbing the pencil on to fill it in because I don't want, can you imagine with dry lips, just like scrubbing a dryish pencil on your lips. But the drier the pencil, the better actually, because it'll create a more tacky surface for your lipstick to hold on to. So I'm just kind of working it. I could take a lip brush and actually it's the lip brush right here and work it in. But a neutral lip liner is so easy to work in. It's kind of a stress-free thing. So now that I have that on, oh, and plus when your lipstick does start to wear off, you have that lip liner underneath. So especially when you're using red shades, it's such a good thing to have your lip liner underneath kind of coloring in your lip, because when the lipstick wears off, which, you know, all lipstick wears off pretty quick unless it's a liquid lipstick, you know, that's designed to really stay. You don't have like bare lips underneath. You actually have some, you know, some of that red lip liner that's going to, it's kind of going to have your back a little bit, you know, so that you're not left there with awkward looking lips. It gives you that kind of a backup base. Okay, so that is the Not Telling lipstick. Isn't that a gorgeous nude color? I love that. And then I'm going to go in, she was into kind of like the nude peachy tone, so I'm going to take this Grace lip gloss that has a little bit of that pinky peachy tone. And I'm going to apply just a little bit to kind of the center of my lips, but never to the outside edges of your lips. If you have lipstick on, do not put lip gloss to the outer edges, because then it'll just cause your lipstick to bleed and wear off more easy. Okay, so there you go. Oh, I love that shade. I'm telling you, number 100 Not Telling is the best neutral shade. Okay, here we go with lashes. I'm scared. No, don't say that, Lillian. I'm trying to learn how to talk more positively. Because if I tell myself I'm scared, I'm going to believe it. You know how they say all of that stuff. So this is, let's just do it. I'm going to try, this is, okay, I have a white glue that will dry clear, or I have a black glue that will dry black. This is ideal because it just is. But the problem is I'm really messy when I put lashes on, and then if I get the black all over my eyelid, it's glue, it doesn't come off. So I actually think I'm going to go with the safer choice. So you take your lash, you trim it if you need to. I think I've worn this pair before, so I'm not trimming it. I'm gambling that it's already trimmed. I'm hoping it is. And then you take the glue and you're just putting a little bit along that edge. And then you let this sit for like 30 seconds. It needs to get just a little bit tacky, a little bit sticky, because when you first put it on, it's very liquidy. And you want it to be kind of tacky. But you know what? While I'm waiting, I'm going to go ahead and use the finishing spray. So again, this is kind of my used up bottle. But this is so fantastic at setting your makeup for all day wear. If you have oily skin, this is really important too. You want to start with the primer before you do makeup. You want to finish with the finishing spray, and make sure that you use the finishing powder to really set the makeup, and you're going to be in good shape. Whew. So I'll get that on there, and I think I'm okay to put my lashes on. These have started, I can see the glue has changed color just a little bit. You're supposed to put lashes on with tweezers, but I cannot master that. So let's see if I can do this. Maybe I should have trimmed these after all. Sorry, I know you can't see what I'm doing. I just saw that. Let me see if I can find something to kind of push it on. Here, I'll take the back side of this. Or I'll just use my fingers. And then, so I just set it right at the base of my lashes. Not on my lashes, but I just kind of try to push it right onto that base. I don't know if you can see in this lighting, but it definitely adds. When I take some photos after, I'll go in my bathroom and get my other lighting, and I'll try to get some better pictures that'll it'll be kind of my finished look photo. I always have to take one of those because Facebook Live pictures, of course, are crappy. But I did okay. I did okay. I think it's going to stay. I don't think you can tell. Oh, we're so close to the finish line. I knew this was going to be quite a process, and it was. Thanks for popping in. If you're watching this for a second, thanks for popping in. Whether it was, you know, for 1 minute, 5 minutes, a few more minutes, 10 minutes. I appreciate it. I don't film these expecting people to sit here with me the whole time. But it's fun to be able to go back to the beginning of the tape, oh my gosh, that shows my age. Go back to the beginning, you know, kind of see where it starts, and then kind of like jump around a little bit and kind of see what's happening, and then look at the finished product. That's what I do with other people's Facebook Lives. I generally don't sit through the whole thing. I just will kind of jump through so I can see, you know, what they accomplished, and then sometimes I'll jump back and I'll say, well, how did they do that? And then I can go and look. So I like to think that that's what my Facebook Lives can be good for too, is to kind of see what a finished product is. I need to put a tiny bit more glue right in the center. Okay, here we go. The ends are getting dry, so I'm going to go ahead and stick this on. Here we go. My finger's sticking to it. I always have a hard time with this eye. Oh, thanks, Trisha. Thank you. I'm a half Mexican girl trying to pull off an Audrey Hepburn look, a Middle Eastern, or not Middle Eastern, Eastern European. Oh, thanks, Lisa Renee. You know, I didn't know how to use makeup. I've had to learn. Especially when I started with Limelight. Here I am. I was terrified when I started with this company because I did not know how to use makeup beyond anything very, very basic. And I had to really, you know, put some focus and energy into learning some things. And the funny thing is, once I started learning it, I really fell in love with it. And it has become something that I really enjoy now. And I really love to be able to show other people. Oh, okay, so yes, I am half Mexican, and then my other half is just gringo. My mom is, you know, we just have white European ancestry. My mom's gonna kill me that I can't rattle off the countries. So my mom's totally white, and my dad is 100% Mexican. So, yeah. I don't know, the way my look came out, you know, I mean, like, I don't know, a lot of people think I might have some Middle Eastern blood in me, different things like that. But, yeah, I'm half Mexican. Okay, so let's see if we can look at some different lighting. Here we go. Okay, so I am obviously, like I said, I am not. Where are your pearls? Oh, I know, that's okay. So that's just what I was gonna say. I don't have any pearls. Maybe I can. Oh, I wish I had some. I'll have to look. I don't think I do. So this is an Audrey Hepburn inspired look. I'm far from looking like Audrey Hepburn, but I wanted you to be able to see that, you know, doing some dramatic eyes, and you can skip back through and see where I talk about the eyeshadow. If you're a fair-skinned person, I talk about the colors that you would want to do if you're more fair-skinned, and then I show where I'm more olive skin, the eyes, you know, like the shades. This is only really 2 shades, and I show you which ones. I did use 2 shades in the crease just because I did want to make it a little bit deeper, but really, it's really just a 2-shade look, and isn't that, and it is, it's, I really love it. I honestly really love this, and a lot of it is just achieving the flawless skin, which is a piece of cake with Limelight foundation and concealer. I mean, that was easy. You watch that happen before your eyes, or you can catch that in replay. So the Glamorous Eyes, having dark eyebrows and a very neutral kind of light pinky lip with just a little bit of gloss. So there you go. That is a basic kind of Audrey Hepburn inspired look. Yeah, so I hope you learned something. I hope maybe it inspired you. I did forget to do one thing. Let me do it now. Audrey Hepburn had kind of that doe-eyed, yeah, it is very sophisticated, isn't it? I'm really loving it. She had kind of a doe-eyed look, and so that's very easy. Okay, Lisa Renee, I'll help you with that. Did you see, you need to go back to the beginning and you need to see how like tired I looked and what my skin looked like before. I have really clear skin now because of Limelight skincare, but you need to see like really the transformation, and the best way to do that is jump back to the very beginning once it's posted. See me in my natural, you know, healthy skin, but raw skin, and then jump here and you'll see what can be accomplished with fantastic, makeup. Okay, so I'm going to take some of that. This is the Cream Boat Limelight eyeshadow, and I'm actually going to tap it onto the lower lash line. And what that does is it opens up your eyes. I forgot to do this, and this is important. Every Audrey Hepburn tutorial or demonstration I've seen, they make sure to lighten up this area. So it's that wet line that's right up against your eyeball. But what I do is I take, a finger and I just pull it away from my eye, and I just tap on some very, very light eyeshadow. And that's going to open up your eyes. It's going to brighten them up, make you look more awake, make you look younger, fresher. And then I forgot to do mascara on the bottom. So let me get that really quick. And then I think I'm done. It's a subtle difference, but it's important because that was something that she was known for. So I can't do an Audrey Hepburn look and then not, do something to achieve that kind of doe-eyed look. Get a little bit more here, and then I'll go back in the bathroom really quick to finish. Okay. Oh, I will, Lisa Renee. I will, as soon as I'm done with this, I have a ring light that I'll set up here in the bathroom to get some better looks. So I just added that. Oh, the lighting's just awful. But there you go. That is now, I think, the finished Audrey Hepburn inspired look. I even had to pull, I have long hair that's all, all the way down my back. So I'm like, okay, I don't have bangs. How do I kind of try to achieve that? So I have it like pinned up to the side, just trying to figure it out. But anyways, I hope that you, if you jumped in and out of this video, I hope there's something you can take away from it that you can use on your own. I hope you can see how fantastic this foundation is. You have to jump to the beginning and then jump to the end to see what a transformation. And, I just did a little bit of contouring. I'm not sure the contouring, I don't know. Look, I don't know about that. That was an experiment, but it's okay. It's okay. And then a little bit of that blush number 1. I am in love with blush number 1. I think everybody needs it. Thank you, Lisa Renee. I love you too. It's been so much fun to get to know you and have you be my new friend. But yeah, okay. So you guys have a great day. Have a great Saturday. I'll make sure I post my link in there and then reach out to me. Some of the foundations are still out of stock. So reach out to me if you're one of my customers, one of my people. And I may have maybe your shade on hand, or else I'll be able to let you know as soon as that one is available. But I'm here to help you. You guys have a great day. I have to do my taxes today, and I'm freaking out. I don't want to do them. So this was my fun thing today, because later I have to do the thing that I've dreaded all year. Yeah, I need pearls. I need pearls. I do. I know, and maybe I can rock this look more often since I'm loving it, and it won't take me as long when I do it on my own. Let me get a picture with Louie, my dog. He's been very, do you see? He gave up wanting to play with things. Hey, buddy. I love him. Okay, guys, have a great day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.